The official morning show of Billings. Joining us right now from Illinois, Sheryl Crow. Good morning, Sheryl. How are you?
Good morning. How are you guys?
We are excellent up here. Obviously, a big day for us here in Billings. We've got the last primary election in the country.
I know. You guys are like in just an incredibly prestigious position to be able to kind of choose the Democratic nominee.
I know. And for Montana, that's weird. Usually we're kind of on the back burner for most stuff, other than like crazy bombers and Freeman type people. This is new for us. Getting some national
cool.
attention.
I know, and I appreciate the fact that you guys were patient and waiting instead of moving your primary to the very beginning and causing chaos. And here you are, getting to be like really, really important in this primary, and it's pretty exciting. We're going to be sitting by CNN or MSNBC and or online watching what's going on and finding out at the end of the day what it's going to look like for our future.
It's certainly going to be exciting. Have you always been somebody that's been involved in politics? Is this a new thing for you, or is this a lifelong deal?
I have been involved since I could vote, and I'll tell you the reason why. My mother was a Democrat. My father was a Republican, so they would sneak around the house behind each other's backs and politic each of us kids for our vote, knowing that they were canceling each other out. Now they're both Democrats, but I've always been involved. I've always tried to educate myself, and that's really been my main message, aside from the fact that I feel that everybody needs to go out and exercise the incredible privilege that we have in this country to vote peacefully, but also, to educate ourselves and to become emotionally invested, because I think what has happened in the last 8 years is pretty indicative of a nation that's gotten comfortable and has not really emotionally invested in what's going on. I feel like there's a real awakening going on in this country, and we're seeing young people come out and really make their voices be heard. And today is an exciting day. We're going to watch the process work to its fullest. And I know you guys probably know that the polls are open from 7 to 8, and that you have to obviously show your ID.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know where to go, there's a great hotline, 1-866-675-2008. Or you can go online to www.sd.barackobama.com.
Yeah, you're obviously...
And,
go ahead.
Yeah, it's just get out there and vote.
I agree 100%. I think that's one of the biggest things. No matter who people vote for, I say just, learn about the candidates, learn about the issues, and then get out there and make your voice be heard. I mean, that's, like you said, one of the greatest privileges we have here, and there's far too many people that don't take advantage of it, I think.
Absolutely, and I think, one of the things that I appreciate about what Obama is saying is that this country is, it's in a very tenuous situation that we really have an opportunity, but also the necessity to see some extreme, quick change happen. We're in the middle of a war. Our economy is failing, and there's so many things that need to be addressed that got away from us in the last 7 or 8 years. And it's not time for us to go back and repeat the same things that we've seen in the past. We're at a moment where we're sitting on the precipice of really either going backwards, spinning backwards, or moving forward, and having a say in what happens to the environment of our country as well as the world, having a say of what our position is with other countries in the world, winning back some of our allies, and not doing things the same way we've done it, business as usual. It's now time to really create change, and that starts with us. That starts with us today at the polls, but continues on every day after that by showing up and making sure our voices are heard and holding our political leaders accountable.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to a lot of those issues you talked about, the environment and the allies and healthcare, you didn't bring up on another big issue. Hillary and Barack seem to be on the same page on most of those issues. So it's a pretty fine line between the two, I think. And a lot of people, we just talked to Ted Danson earlier this morning, and he's a personal friend of the Clintons. People like him and Bill Clinton, who we had on the show, they say that Barack, they have a lot of respect for him as well, but they think he's just too new. Just got into the Senate, gave a good speech, people liked him, and decided to run for president. Hillary, on the other hand, has all these people backing her, that have worked with her for years. Why do you think Barack's the guy for the job?
Well, I don't feel like it's my position to be negative in any way, shape, or form, but I will say that I feel like he has run an honest campaign. He's done a lot of great things and been a part of big legislation, unifying not only the Democratic Party, but pushing forward what's been happening in his home state. I also feel like he voted his conscience on this war issue. And as far as I'm concerned, we've heard so much about the war, but as far as I'm concerned, if you're talking about an overview for our country, we've really got to investigate who it is that we believe ourselves to be, what it is our Constitution set us up to be. And I don't believe it's our position to go into other countries and democratize and imperialize other countries in the name of having a position in the oil world. Mm-hmm. I think it's time for us to start thinking as young people and not resting on the old ways of not allowing big business to buy our legislation. And I believe that the candidates that are running against Obama have been deeply invested and in bed with big money since the beginning of their political careers, and it's important that we get away from that. We've got to take special interest out of legislation, and we've got to start doing things differently. And I think it is a question of business as usual, or really starting to address what it is that is not working in this country, all the way back to not just set the last 7 years or 8 years, but also the last 12 years. I think business as usual has got to come to an end, and we've got to stop seeing what happens in this country being dictated by massive business, by the auto industry, by the healthcare industry, and we've got to start making a truthful stance. We can't have any more deception, and we've seen in some of these campaigns some very deceptive maneuvering, and I don't believe we've seen that with Obama. So that's my truth. It's what matters to me. It's what I stand for, and I believe that what he stands for is what I stand for, and that is about being awake and being conscious and being an honest person who walks and speaks in the truth.
That's great. We're talking to Sheryl Crow on the Big J Show right now. I did some research. You talked about your parents being Republican and Democrat on different sides and coming together.
Yeah.
I found out your boyfriend in the past has been a Hillary supporter. Did you get him to come over to your side yet?
Who's that? Which boyfriend? I've had many.
Aren't you dating some super, super rich millionaire type guy? Or did
Are you serious? Big J, you think I'm going to talk about my personal life at 10 till 9 in the morning with the general public?
It's
You're sneaky.
You need to check out your Wikipedia, Sheryl Crow. On the Wikipedia, it gave the guy's name. I'd never heard of him, so I looked him up, and one of the things it said about him was that he's a big political supporter and that he's donated money to Hillary Clinton's campaign. So I was wondering if he's still a Hillary supporter.
You
don't have to go there.
Thank you. Hey, my feeling about it is, first and foremost, be invested. Be somebody who is interested in the political process, because it makes a huge difference as far as what happens economically, what happens in healthcare, as you said, what happens environmentally, what happens philosophically in this country. That's my first message. Be invested and hold your political leaders accountable. No more letting people get away with the incredible incriminations that have happened in the last 8 years. And secondly, be a part of the process, vote, and, I'm not going to tell you to go out and vote for Obama, but listen to what these people are saying. Mm-hmm. And I think that you'll find yourself aligned with a person who's speaking about truth and who's also being truthful. I think we've had a lot of deception, not only throughout this campaign, but certainly in the last 7 years, and I for one, am tired of that. That does not speak to me. It doesn't represent me.
I'm with you. Sheryl Crow, thanks so much for taking the time to be with us this morning and to hopefully light some fires under some people and get them out there to investigate these candidates and get out and put their vote in, be a part of the democracy.
Absolutely, and, congratulations to you guys in Montana that you get to be a part of what is a very, very important day, and get out there and vote.
I agree 100%. Sheryl Crow, best wishes to you, and sorry for putting you on the hot seat there.
No, that's okay. I'm used to it.
All right, have a good morning.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.